Hello, tech enthusiast, and welcome to Minds of Machine, your ultimate destination to unlock the integrated world of AI and machine learning. If you ever wonder how to converse with the machines or make them converse for you, then you are in the right place. Excited about chatbots? We are too. Launching our new course series on chatbot development by starting the first tutorial with rule based chatbots. These bots follow predefined rules for specific tasks. By the end of this chapter, you will know how they work and even how to create one. Join us on this tech packed journey. Let's dive right in. So, first, as you can see on the screen, that we have imported two libraries. First, we will be defining these two libraries. The first line of import is basically the random and is like you're telling the librarian, hey, I need a book from the random section, and this book allows you to perform random tasks that involves randomness like picking a random number. Similarly, the line import RE is asking for a book from the RE section. The RE section is all about patterns in text. It's like having a special magnifying glass that helps you find the match or replica, specific pattern, or sequences of character in a big book. So in a layman term, you're just borrowing two tools from two different sections of a library, one tool to deal with random tasks and another tool to work with the text pattern. Next is the word class. Here it is like a blueprint or a set of instruction to build and understand this support boat robot. I'm creating a design plan or a blueprint for a robot named support boat. Once we have this blueprint, we can then create the actual robot, giving its abilities and play with it. The next step is the code is setting up two lists of words, which is a collection of words. First is the negative responses, which is called as negative res, which we have declared. And this list contains words or phrases that all generally means no or a negative response. Imagine if you ask your computer a question and it might respond with no or not a chance based on this. So this is basically our response in case we will say some negative words. So we have created one variable like that. And second is the exit command. This is a list of words that when said or typed indicate means stop. So here we are trying the robots to tell it to stop. So these are the two list of commands which we might tell, and the robot has to understand. So these are two kind of things which we are telling the robots to understand. So we are defining it in these variables. So both this list helps the computer understand your intention based on the words you use. Next is, imagine you are a robot assistant and you want to teach it to understand certain type of questions that people might ask. This robot cannot really understand the human or like human do, but you can give it some clues or patterns to look out for. Here, what the code does, the code is defining a set of clues for the robot, and these clues are in the form of specific word patterns and that people might use. The robot has a list. We can call it as a dictionary in coding terms of possible things people might talk about. So now let's break this list. If someone mentions the word product, the robot thinks, they are asking about product. If someone asks about technical, followed by a support, the robot understands this is about technical support. So in the second line, we write about technical support. In the third line, we bring up written policy. Even if there is a space around it, the robot knows this is about the written policy. Lastly, if someone asks us how, followed by help, the robot feels this is a general query or how I can assess. So in simple terms, we are just giving robot a list of word patterns to watch out for so that it can make its best guess about what the person is asking. Next is imagine you are walking into a store and there are employees that welcome you. So, in the same way, we are creating this greet function in which we first say hello, welcome to our customer support, what your name is, and waits for you to reply with your name. So, this is basically a greeting function for the robot which we have defined. After that, you tell the employee your name is, let's say, John. Then it asks us, hi John, how can I assist you today? And then it waits for your response. And then we have checked that if your reply is with something like I'm just looking around, or no tags, or the employee says all right, have a great day. So in that we have defined that if function will help, or if there is a negative response in that will help part, as we have declared when we enter the input, it will be stored in will help, and that will check if there is any negative response. And if there is a negative response, that means it stops, or else it starts the chat ahead. So this is what we are doing in this particular function, in the greet function. Next code is basically to make the exit, in which we are declaring two variables, that is self and reply. Self is basically your reply, and the reply is basically the reply it sends. So in that we are creating this for place, and we are defining the command in which if there is any self exit command which you have entered, in our case it will be the one which we have declared in the exit command, that is the quit, the pause, the exit, the goodbye, bye, farewell. So it will check, and if it finds it, then it will stop the program. So this function is basically to stop the chatbot. It will after in that it will stop it by saying thanks for reaching out and have a great day. So this is how we define the make exit function. So it's like imagine you have a robot friend and you're chatting with the this robot, and at some point you feel like saying goodbye. So robot knows the list of word phrases like bye, see you, exit, and that means you want to end the conversation. Or it will send, and in this it will send either the value as true, or if it you have not said bye, then it will be written as false. So now next we are defining the main function, that is to match your reply. So here we are, since it's a rule based robot, here it basically matches your reply and checks which to which this matches. So the method represents the entire conversation process. So the input is, here we will be telling, we will be receiving self, which is our response, and we will be passing it, and will be first be the input that uh, please tell me your query, and it will be in lowercase, that's why. And whatever reply you get, you store in the reply variable. And then it checks whether it's not in exit, like you have not said no, exit, goodbye, all those things. So if you say that, it will exit and stop the entire program if you enter anything from the exit command. After that, it will, the reply is equals to input that self match bracket reply is where the computer thinks and responds back on your message. In this summary, the code, or in this function, this code represents a simple chat loop where you can keep chatting with the computer until you decide to end the conversation. So it's basically a loop which we have defined, and here it will keep going on unless until you say bye or something. Then your match reply function we will define here. The match reply thinks as a set of instructions. Since our robot or the chatbot is a support chatbot which is based on certain rules, we are developing it. So this is the main core part or the core heart of this support chat, where we will be defining the rules. So first, we have defined a function called as for intent regex pattern in cell support response item. This is like a robot looking into the memory and checking all type of responses it knows. The regex pattern is a special way which we are defined above in our support response, which tells it to identify or recognize certain phrase or question which you might ask. So if you ask it about product or technical support with the function which we have defined above, it will understand that you are asking about this particular product, or you are asking about product, or you are asking about technical support. So that's how. Then the next statement is about found match is equals to re search regex pattern comma reply. Here the robot tries to match or find a pattern in what you have said in the reply. So when you enter your reply, it will check where which pattern it needs to find. Then if found and intent is equals to about ask product, then it will go to the uh, ask product function, which will be defining later on. The same thing it does we have done for the technical support. If you need a technical support, it will go to the self technical support function, and if it matches, the match is found, and if it has matched the regex pattern which we have defined in the above function, the same way it will implement the technical support. And then if you talk about written policy, it will again go and check in the regex whether whether the user is talking about technical support, then it will execute that. And if you're talking about returns, then it will be go checking in the regex, and if it finds, then it will execute the about returns function. And if we are talking about general query, it will execute the general query. In this way your entire rule based is formed. So in short, this is an instruction for a robot assistant to decide how to respond based on what you tell it. So with the help of regex, it finds the match based with the help of and it compares with your reply. Now next is what we do is the function which it goes once it matches, we will define that. So first function we define is ask about product. This is about saying I am creating a function that will provide an answer when someone asks us about product. So here if I am a customer and I want to ask about the product, so and if it goes to the regex and it will check I have written product, then it will execute this function, and the response will be selected uh, based on what I define. So here I define our product is a non top notch and has excellent reviews. So if I ask I want to know about product, then it will give this response, or it can give one more response that you can find all the product details on the website. So I'm just defining two two product description for now. And then after that, since I have imported one more library that is called as random library, it will then return a random responses which I've defined inside this and give me as an output. So in the same way, I will be defining another function called as technical support. So inside the robot brain or the code, there's a function named as technical support, and this is think of a function like a set of instruction or a mini playbook. And this mini playbook has two possible things that robot can say, that is for technical support also we will be defining the responses uh, please visit our technical support page for detailed assistance, or you can also call our technical support for helpline for immediate help. So such kind of responses I'm going to define inside this, and the same way I'm going to return the response using the library which we have defined for about the product. And it will whenever I ask about technical support, it will send me the random responses from the responses I've defined in the input. Now in the similar way, I will be defining about the written policies. So here, think this as a chapter in a book, and this chapter is called about written. So for our support chatbot also, this is like one written policy chapter where the same thing, I define the function, and inside that I will put two random responses. In this I will put like the first message says that we have 30 days written policy, and the second is please ensure the product is in original condition when returning. And you can define as many responses as you want, but in this code I'm just defining two, and then it will then I will return it using random choices. So as you all know, the random choices will select any random response among these two when you ask about written policy. Next, after that, the fourth function will do is it will this is about the assistant, that is the general assistant rule which we have defined. And in this I will similar way define two responses. One is how can I assist you further, and is there anything else you like to show. And in the similar way I will return a random responses using the random dot choice bracket response. And whenever you ask for a general help or a general assistant, it will select one of the response defined within this. The final thing I will be doing is defining the support board, which is the class, so that I can execute this entire, and defining it within the board variable. Which is like, imagine you are buying a toy robot. When you buy it and take it out of the box, you have to have your own robot, right? In this line of the code, we are essentially doing that is buying and creating our own robot, so and naming it as bot. But next line is bot dot create. So in this you do is you want your toy robot to say hello. So as we defined the greet, so whenever we are having conversation in a support channel or in a support of any technical product, the first thing they say is hi and hello. So we want to start with the greet function. So that's the reason we start as bot dot greet, and this will start executing the greet function which is defined in the program. Entire rule based product works. Now let's see the practical implementation in the terminal of this uh, rule based bot, which is a, in our case we have created this support chat rule based bot. So we will run this program as Python 3, and I have defined it as self-learning.py. Then it asks us, hello, welcome to our customer support. What's your name? And then I enter it as Ash. Then it says, hi Ash, how can I assist you today? Then I tell about your product. So once I enter that, then it finds that it's not a negative or a stop word or an exit command. So it goes to the chat function. So here it says please tell me your query. Now once you tell your query, it will you will enter one more time that whether you want to tell about the product or about technical support or about the written policy, all those things. So I am writing, I want to know about the product. As you can see, you can see the response, that you can find all the products details on your website, as you can see, which that we have defined in our ask product function. So that way you find this response. Then I am telling it to tell about the technical support. Sometimes the chatbot might not understand, so it might tell you uh, something other else, or else it, in our case, it has found and it will tell. You can also tell our tech support helpline. You can also call our tech support helpline for immediate help, and to see if other rules also work. So again I'm writing about your returns. So as you can see, I have defined in the regex the written policy word, but sometimes it doesn't understand because I have not entered spaces. So for it, written policy is not considered as a different word, so you have to enter it as written policy together. So make sure you define your regex very properly. So now you can see that please ensure the products is in original condition when you are returning. So now the function has executed. So make sure you define your regex pattern in such a way that you get the answer for which you've asked the bot. So in similar way you can ask for the general help also. Now I am trying to exit my chatbot, so I will write bye, but sometimes it can't understand bye also, so you might have to enter the first word which you have defined, which is quit. So I've entered quit or goodbye. So now it ends the conversation. So in this way our chatbot is created. Hey everyone, I hope you found this tutorial on building a rule based chatbot enlightening. Remember, while rule based chatbot serves a great purpose in specific scenario, the world of chatbot development is vast and ever evolving. If you enjoyed this content, please do not forget to hit the like button, share it with others who might find it beneficial, and subscribe for more such tech tutorials. If you have a question or suggestion, drop a comment below and I will do my best to get back to you. Until next time, keep innovating and happy coding.